Hello, and welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel and the Bright Light Wellness Substack. Today I just came back from a walk on a very, very hot day here. Look, Teddy's laying down. He didn't even want to walk with me because it was too hot. Teddy does not like the heat. He has a sulfur constitution. So anyway, today I was walking and I was thinking about how I needed to come and share this with you. This happens a lot to me. This is where my content usually is driven from. I'm usually out on a walk and I'm like, oh, I need to tell the world about this. And then I come back and make a short about it or I make a video about it. It's not very organized or coherent. It's just how it comes out because it's through my own downloads and lived experiences and what needs to be shared. That's how my content comes across. So today I want to talk to you about energetic imprints and why healing is not only physical, because I think some of us are stuck in this physical realm and we think healing is all physical and it's just not. I mean, I've never worked with anybody who just working on the physical is primarily the way they completely heal or cure. It's never just physical. So it's not just the physical substance, it's the energetic signature. So one of the biggest shifts in healing happens when we realize that, say, toxins, medications, infections, trauma don't just affect the physical body, they leave what's called an energetic imprint. Even after the physical substance is gone, that information, right, it can remain. It's energy and information, okay? It's a vibrational signature. It's an energetic imprint. It's energy and information, okay? It's very quantum. And I know it's kind of esoteric, but it's true. We can see this in Beta Austin's work when we can see the energetic imprint that's left in water, or Dr. Masaru Emoto's work, right? We can see it in homeopathy. It's an energetic imprint that's left. So water is that medium that's carrying that energy and information. And I just want to reiterate again and again and again that we are 99.9 water by molecular structure. So we hold energetic imprints and vibrations based on all of the things that come into our fields. And actually, our biofield holds it too. So, so many people will say, I've never been well or never been the same since this medication, since this antibiotic, since this steroid, since this jab. I've never been well since mold exposure. My body can't recover. I've never felt well since this medication, this surgery, this infection that I've had. I can name case after case of that. Never been well since this jab. Never been well since I gave birth to my daughter. Never been well since I took birth control. Never been well since I had this infection in my leg that I had to take antibiotics for. I mean, I've never been well since anesthesia. I mean, all the time I hear it. And what is that? It's not that because people will be like, well, that toxin is probably removed. And maybe, maybe not. This is why sometimes you could do the parasite cleanse and feel worse, or you could do because that can bring up other things. That's actually not a good example. Or you could do the um, heavy metal detoxes, or you can do these kind of like detoxes to say detox jabs or detox like on the physical layer. But what's not maybe is not the toxin that's actually the issue. It's that energetic disturbance that toxin created that is still playing like a virus in your body, not an actual virus, because viruses don't actually exist, but like it's like a program that's running in your system that doesn't belong. It's this energetic disturbance, okay? I think we really need to understand that energy precedes matter. And I think that concept is becoming more of a realization to people, but modern science is slowly catching up to what many ancient healing traditions already understood. Energy precedes matter. So the body is really not biochemistry. I mean, of course, the results of an energetic disturbance is going to show up in your biochemistry. That's why a homeopath or someone who works or a Reiki master or somebody who works in the energetic field can see the disturbance. Biofield tuning can see the disturbance before it actually manifests as physical. Okay. So the body is not just biochemistry, it's electrical, it's electromagnetic, and it's informational, it's vibrational, it's energetic. So symptoms appear physically, before symptoms, excuse me, appear physically, it's often first a disturbance in energetic flow, cellular communication, electrical signaling, coherence between systems. So disease often begins as disorders, right? A loss of rhythm, communication, and coherent flow. I think of disease as two things, really. I mean, it's definitely emotional trauma is part of it, right? And like drugging layers, but going down further than that, like I keep redefining things, which is part of being a good practitioner, which is part of being a good human being who's evolving in healing work, right? So I used to say, okay, it's either too much drugging or it's too much trauma and emotional suppression. Okay, true. But what are both of those going to have an impact on? They're both going to have an impact on your body's ability to quantumly communicate, for energy to flow appropriately. So now I'm saying, I'm changing my tune again. The disease is a disruption in the flow of energy. It's a disruption in the flow of quantum communication. It's a disruption in the way that the energy flows throughout our body. And these energetic imprints can act as like knots or blockages in the system. And I know I've mentioned that kind of before in the past too. And so disease is also lack of cellular energy. So disease, two things in my brain right now. This is what my brain is currently deciding on. It's a lack of cellular voltage, cellular energy, cellular voltage, and a lack or a disturbance in the way that the body is able to quantumly communicate how energy is distributed, how energy is flowing throughout the body. We are an electrical flowing system. If the electrical current can't flow properly, if the information can't travel from cell to cell, tissue to tissue, organ to organ, brain to gut, brain to skin, all these things, then there's a disturbance, and that's when we have disease. Okay, so it's a loss of communication cellularly, it's a loss of rhythms like circadian rhythms, a loss of coherent flow, a loss of voltage, a loss of charge, all of these things. So we are electromagnetic water-based beings. Remember, the body is 99.9% water by molecular structure. So it's not water is not inert. It's highly responsive to information. This is why you can put your water in Blue Bottle Love and it has believe in it, and you're putting that intention in the water to believe in whatever you want to believe in. That's why I drink out of Blue Bottle Love. I do have a discount code there. It's Bright Light Wellness. I love them. I also have this one, which is Be the Change, because that's something I want to be. I want to be the change. It's the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. I want to be the change in this world. And I do that by, I know it's a ripple effect, the work that I do. Even if it's a small ripple effect, it makes a quantum difference in this world. In fact, take a sip. Okay. So water is not inert. It holds energy and information. Okay. Um, yeah, I put healing intentions on the bottom of my water. I do this, I've been doing this for years. My body is a self-healing machine. Look how old this post-it is. Right underneath the bottom of my water. Because the information is then quantumly pushed or imprinted onto this water, and then I drink that water, and then that information is given to my cells. Our cells come up against so much. We need a lot of good quality inputs or coherent inputs, right, daily. Okay, so water is not inert. It's highly responsive to information. It can hold patterns, transmit frequencies, carry energetic information. This means our tissues are constantly receiving transmissional signals. If you say, I am unwell, I'm never going to get better, this is how it's always going to be, and it can never change, well, you're just manifesting that signal, and manifestation is just you're quantumly imprinting that information into your cells, into the water network in your body, and that information is being transmitted all throughout the body. So what we say to ourselves matters, right? This video is going a little bit all over the place, but I have points. So it matters, right? So we are essentially living electromagnetic systems moving through a field of information. So our internal waters are coherent, or when our internal waters are coherent, the energy flows well. Okay. When our internal waters are disrupted, the whole system can become combatic, right? Or chaotic, right? Again, what you say to yourself matters. If you say, I am healthy, I am well, I am wealthy, I am strong, I am lean, I am fit, I am well, I am loved, I am safe, this all matters. It has a different vibrational imprint that goes onto your cells. Okay, so now I want to get into the toxins and the medications and how they leave energetic imprints. So every substance carries more than chemistry, it carries frequency. So we're talking about the antibiotics, the steroids, the anesthesia, the jabs, the mold, the pesticides, the glyphosate, the heavy metals, of course, the emotional trauma. These all not only carry physical they're physical matter, but they're also energetic, and they can leave energetic imprints. And these can alter our body's energetic fields. Okay. Sometimes the body clears the physical substance, but the pattern remains, like a footprint left behind in wet cement. Okay. The nervous system can stay stuck in remembering the insult, okay? The cells can stay signaling distress. The body may continue to react as if the exposure is present when it's not, okay? This was what we can create the never been well since syndrome, like never been well since a jab, like I said before, since birth control, since whatever. That you're not receiving that input daily. You're not receiving birth control anymore. You took it 20 years ago, but you've never been well since. Okay, that energetic imprint is still like a viral program running in the background that needs to be dismantled so energy can reflow again. Does that make sense? So when I see never been well since, I use what's called isopathy. And this is where it can be incredibly powerful. Isopathy uses energetic preparation of the exact same substance that disrupted, the system. So if you say, I've never been well since I used this nasal spray, well, I can give that to you in homeopathic preparation. Of course, that's not the only thing I would do. There's constitutional work, there's miasmatic work, there's organ support, there's flower essences, there's tissue salts. We have to get the body ready, prepared. It's not a simple, quick fix. But when we use that, it can be really supportive in helping the body remove that energetic disturbance from the system, remove that medication, remove that toxin, remove that infection, remove that jab, remove the mold exposure, remove the energetic imprint that surrounds it, because that's why people who do like a mold detox may not feel better, is because there's still an energetic signature that's playing in the background. Oh, I had this and I did a detox for it, but I still don't feel well. Well, it's because it's not just physical, it's energetic also. So the goal, of course, is never to suppress the symptom. It's always to help the body reorganize and release that energetic imprint. Okay. Homeopathy works with homeopathy, if you don't know, means like cures like or similar suffering. Isopathy is same cure same. So it's giving that exact same substance in a homeopathic preparation, which I want to remind you means that there is only the energetic imprint of said substance. It is not. And this Hanuman did this. Hanuman, if you go look back at his work, he would use mercury for mercury poisoning, and he would use sulfur for sulfur poisoning, and he would do these things. So he used isotherapy as well. It's not a new thing. It's just that we have so many more salts to our system and so many more medications that we take that it's a little bit different. Okay. So it's like giving the body the informational key it needs to finally process what got stuck. And you can say now, well, you can let this go, right? It's that same information. It's like now finally I can release and I can reorganize and I can restructure, and the energy is now not blocked like a knot in the fascia or a knot in the flow. It's like a knot in the wire, right? If there's a knot in the wire of the electrical system, it's not going to work. But if we unwind that knot, then the flow begins to happen again, right? Ah, ta-da, it's flowing. Okay. This is when people often experience profound shifts, symptoms begin moving again, old layers release, nervous system settles, vitality returns, and the body starts responding again. And I want to tie this back to water because if you scroll back on, you're listening on YouTube, or if you scroll back, if you're listening on my Substack, go to the podcast section and you can go to my podcast. You just go to my podcast, The Quantum Health Connection. And we had Dr. Robert Goulet on of the MEA water device. Now, I use his MEA water devices every day, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But he had mentioned something, and this always stuck in my mind. He's like, okay, we can filter all the water we want. Like we can remove the heavy metals and the chemicals and the toxins and the fluoride. However, the energetic imprint of those things still remain even after you filter it. So this is why structuring is so important. And that's why I use his structuring water device. I have plenty of videos on his MEA water structuring devices, or look up water structuring. You'll see it. My discount code there for his water structuring devices is Bright Light Wellness. I recommend them to clients all the time. They're amazing. I personally use them every single day. I structure my kids' waters, all the things. I put my water in Blue Bottle Love. I'm like, tending to the water that we drink is so important, okay, for cellular hydration and cellular coherence. But what I want to help you understand is that Just because we filtered it doesn't mean it removed it. That's the same thing with us. Just because you took the antibiotic doesn't mean it's actually gone. There's still an energetic, a lot of times the antibiotics are pushing things further into the body, creating deeper pathology. But there's also that energetic residue, that energetic imprint, even of something you took 30 years ago, if you've never been well since, or if it's just caused this disruption in your field, or your coherence. So these medications, they have an impact, but it's not just medications. It's pathogens, it's heavy metals, it's chemicals in our environment, right? Um, so my point is with the water, I'm connecting it back to water for you because we are 99% water by molecular structure. So if you can understand that when you filter your water, you haven't really removed the energetic imprints. Like there's still birth control. There's an energetic imprint of birth control because people flush medications and estrogenic toxins in there and things like that. So we still have the energetic imprint. So that's why when you restructure the water, it's become self-cleaning and brings quantum coherence back to the water. And that helps the water be clear of those energetic imprints. Okay. Okay. So this is why we shouldn't just filter our water, we should restructure our water. And I'm a big proponent of that. Because it's not about purification only, it's about the energy that's imprinted in the water because water is alive. Water is not inert. It's energy and information. It holds all of that together, okay? So we need to create water within us and that we drink, right? Tending to the waters in our body and tending to the waters that we drink that is organized, coherent, energetic, and biologically compatible. The same principle applies to the human body. Detox is not just about removing toxins, okay? Removing toxin substances. It's about reorganizing and restructuring, restoring flow, restoring quantum communication, restoring electrical flow. And there are many ways I teach clients to do this. Sunlight, earthing, proper circadian rhythm, structured water, local and seasonal foods. These all help, okay? But then there's the homeopathy and the flower essences and the tissue salts and the rhythmic movements and all the things that I bring in that help bring quantum coherence back, reorganizing the cells, reorganizing the electrical flow, okay? Because that's the name of the game. Increase the voltage, increase the charge, which increases the safety and the nervous system capacity, which everybody thinks that's the root cause, which it's not. It's the cellular voltage and the charge. And then the nervous system capacity, it's like your window of tolerance increases when you have more energy, more voltage. Your window of tolerance increases. Your safety signals increase by being out in nature and by increasing your voltage and your charge. And then we restore the electrical flow and the electrical communication, the quantum communication. And then with homeopathy, I'm removing those energetic blocks. So the energy, the distortions are removed. So the energy can reorganize and flow again. I'm very passionate about this topic because I feel like all these people want to say root cause, root cause, root cause. And the real root cause of all disease is very simple when you understand it from a quantum perspective. And it's never a parasite cleanse, and it's never a mold detox, and it's never a diet or a supplement because those only work in the physical realm. And like I told you before, energy precedes matter, right? So if energy precedes matter, we need to work in the energetic realm also. Okay. So healing is about restoring coherence. True healing is not simply getting rid of symptoms, it's restoring energetic flow, cellular communication, cellular voltage, nervous system safety, which all will increase. Your window of tolerance increases when your charge is better, when your communication is better. And I'm talking at a cellular energetic voltage level. It's about water. Water structuring is important, but I'm using that example so you understand about structuring and filtering the water and also your filtration system in your body. Okay. And that will help with coherence, energetic flow, biological coherence, energetic coherence. And when energy moves freely without blockages, the body knows how to heal. Okay. Disease can be viewed as lack of energy, like I said before, lack of cellular voltage, cellular energy, blocked energy, energy that's blocked and cannot flow, and distorted energy. There's some sort of distortion or blockage that's disrupting the flow of energy. And healing is the process of removing those interferences. And that's what I do with homeopathy, flower essences, Tissue salts help build the structure of the body again and help the body restore structure. So the goal is to remove the blockages, restore the signal so the energy can flow again. And sometimes the body doesn't need more to force, right? The detoxes and the mold protocols and the restrictive diets and all this forcing that never really actually works. Okay. It may need clearing of toxic imprints, medication imprints, unresolved infections that are leaving imprints, emotional trauma, which I didn't talk about in this video a lot, but that also disrupts the flow of energy, um, and an increase in charge and voltage and nervous system safety. What makes the body feel safe? The body has to have a lot of safety signals to heal also. That's really important. So the body can remember its original blueprint. Healing is not about adding something foreign. It's about the body returning to its own intelligence, its rhythm, and its coherence. Okay? So you are not just chemistry. You are not just biochemistry. You are energy. You are information. You are vibrational. And sometimes the missing piece to healing is not simply removing what harmed you physically, but helping your body release that energetic memory or imprint of what has been carried. Because when coherence returns, the body can do what it's designed to do, heal. All right. I hope that was helpful and not confusing. I mentioned the MEA water structuring devices here today, so I'll leave a discount code if you want to grab one. My code there is Bright Light Wellness, and Blue Bottle Love, which I mentioned as well, which my code there is also Bright Light Wellness. Those are two tools that I use to help the water in my body be imprinted coherently, okay, to restore flow and communication and to remove, others said, toxin imprints in water and even emotional things that could be in water. You know, you and your husband are having a fight, or your kid, or you are arguing. The water gets disorganized. Like Dr. Emoto showed that negative thoughts and emotions, right? So this is a way to support that way of the body. And then if you want to work together homeopathically, especially if you've never been well since a toxin exposure, a medication exposure, that is what I help clients do. I remove those blockages. I was never well since a jab injury. I mean, I've mentioned it 100 times, but it's not just that jab, it's all of the things, the birth control, the antibiotics that I took like candy, the steroids that I took for alopecia. It's all of these things. Okay, and removing these blockages with homeopathy have restored my cellular communication. And you don't always need isopathy. I want to just explain that. Sometimes, a lot of times, the correct indicated miasmatic prescription and totality remedy or constitutional remedy is enough to remove those blockages. So you don't always need isopathy to remove these blockages. Constitutional homeopathy and miasmatic prescribing can also remove these blockages. But when those things fail, then I go to isopathy. When I don't see them making enough traction, then we move to isopathy. Okay? All right. I hope this has been helpful. You can reach me at brightlightwellnesscoach.com. That's my website, or you can contact me at contact@brightlightwellnesscoach.com if you want to reach me by email. That's all linked below. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Let me know if this brought up more questions than answers. I'm here to support you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you guys on the next video.